Hey Munro Live fans, Mike Oakes here, Munro's VP for Business Development at the ACT Expo, and we've got Chris Thompson with us today to share with us some of what ABB is showing at the show. But I want Chris to introduce himself first so you know a little bit about Chris.
Thanks, Mike. Hi, my name's Chris Thompson. I head product and portfolio marketing at ABB E-Mobility, focused on our DC charging lineup. Very happy to be here.
All right, and I see there's 4, but you wanted to start here.
Yes, perfect. So this is our 50 kilowatt charger, but just to back up 1 second, we actually split the market into different segments. So this is what we call retail and destination. Why do we talk like that? 50 kilowatts is the perfect power for a dwell time in a supermarket. So average person spends 43 minutes. With the battery packs today in the car, they go basically enough charge for 1 week and 1 hour in the grocery store.
Wow.
So this is the idea of, how do we serve the customers?
Yeah.
And then when you're in front of a retail store, you really have a lot of, branding. We're a B2B company, so we like to let them shine. Yeah. So what we have is experience domain platform that we can deploy these across our chargers. So what we've prepared for you today, imagine if you are your brand here, welcome to ACT, so that real message that the brands want to perceive, because they spend millions on the outside and also on the HMI.
Yeah.
But this also allows you to communicate for the 1 hour dwell time.
Well, that's like I see on just normal conventional petroleum. You go to Speedway, while I'm standing there, I suddenly realize I'm hungry for McDonald's, right? For the advertisement. So
exactly.
I like it.
Very good. So what we also promote here is the ability to change if you have dual NACs, 2 CCS, so it's completely configurable. And then as we walk through this, we're also going to go through pricing and things that you can configure. So let's move forward. Let's say pretend to connect to the vehicle. We'll do that live in a second here, but I want to walk through some of these screens for you. So basically what we've done here is you can do different pricing. So if you have a membership price, a kilowatt price, or for example, if customers in a retail setting want to push people out because you're idling there, you can add that fee on top.
Okay.
So let's say you confirm. We also allow you to choose how you want to pay. So for example, if you want to move everyone through an app, you can actually remove the other way. So you send everyone through your app, and you can deep link through the app so that it's all the communication there.
Yeah.
So you confirm the payment. So we go to the next screen. And now you begin with your brand accent colors, the ability to do that so that it looks and feels exactly like your store and is configured exactly like your B2C application.
Yeah.
Then if you would like, you can see the charging details. Mike, I don't know if you have a phone on you by chance.
I do.
So you can scan the QR code. Basically, it's a small screen that you can take with you where if you're in the store. Now we do this on the QR code. Yep. So we do this from a demonstration standpoint, but this is how you can deep link to your brand's, let's say, configuration to bring it into the store.
So when I'm shopping at Walmart, I can see my progress as I'm, and we're not quite charged yet, so we might need to take another loop through the sporting goods department till our car is fully charged.
Exactly. So you also see that on the screen here. It's basically messaging to put there, and then you really get into the customer.
Yeah. Genius.
So then you finish the charging again. That's your color. Now you return the connector, and then now you have a chance to communicate with the customer. Thank you for charging with us, getting your receipt.
Yeah.
And then you have your outro screen. So you can put placement of advertising, communicating with the end customer here.
Yeah.
And then if the screen is not in use because you're in a high traffic area, you can also put screens here to communicate things, but this also serves several purposes. Also not to burn in the screen because you don't want them to show the same screen all the time for the lifetime of the charger. What you see here, if we start on this side, you have air vents going from left to right. So what does that mean? That means air's cooling.
Yeah.
And then you can also place the chargers side by side or back to back because the entry is here to service them. So if you have a parking lot, back to back, side to side, so you can just line them up no matter what your site strategy is. Then if you pull on the cable, basically you can stretch to look at 97% of vehicles inlet situations if you park like a normal human.
Yeah.
So this is what we've really maximized, like studied the design of the parking lots. How do you reach all the inlets on the vehicles? Because no one has standardized that. And
Right.
And then you have 50 kilowatt and 25 kilowatt granularity. So if you have dual charging, again, at the same time, 150 amp cables. These are air cooled because you don't really need liquid cooled at this power level. A couple of things that I would like to call out that, and maybe I'll give this to you as well. We try to put the physical and the digital together. So what do I mean by that? IK10 screen. So basically durability can withstand a lot of wear and tear. Anti-glare, you can see it on the sun. But then as you saw, we put your logo, we put your color, but what we built into the tools is basically we strive for AAA legibility. So if you decide to change your logo and your color, let's say you put it here, you actually preview that before you push it to the charger, and then you can say, okay, I verify that so the consumer can see that on the screen. And that's with every aspect here.
Oh, yeah.
And so like I put your welcome screen here, and this is not for show. The actual tool that we give to our customers is there. So this is what we're deploying in the market.
Easy.
Yes, and let's say, as we mentioned, you only want to push your customers to an app, then maybe you give a special pricing. You can change that here with the idle fee. And so you just publish that again. We can walk through a real scenario now. So I take this off, I connect to the vehicle. So one thing that we talk about here with our platform approach, you notice that the screen stops. This is for CTEP regulations for price transparency. So if you display that globally for regulations, you can configure which screen comes where. So here I need to confirm. As we said, we go directly to the app payment, not the other ones. So I process it, I pay with the app. Then you see the color change, everything's deployed. In this configuration, I use my Polestar setting, 97 kilowatt hour battery. We went from 20 to 80%, so you have the live pricing and energy, which can also be communicated to the customer in the app. So these are some of the things that we try to deploy here. Again, you can always go to the charge details, completely configurable, how much speed you have, your time, your price. We go back at 80%. Return the connector. Thank you for charging with us. You have your price, energy delivered, peak speed, ability to get your receipt. Let's close that. And again, the outro screen. So these are kind of two scenarios of like walking you through it and then how that charging experience would be.
Both for the user like that and then the person that has to set it up. I really make that super simple. I like that too.
Exactly. And we've done this with touchscreen technology. Really, you shouldn't need a user manual to figure this out. So we're trying to really simplify it for the user. And that goes with everything from the lighting, saying from far away, hey, I'm occupied, I'm open, come to me. The same with the connectors. So we try to make everything super user-friendly.
Intuitive.
Intuitive, exactly.
I love it.
So again, this is what we think is perfectly positioned for the retail and destination segment.
Okay, so that's one of four.
Yes.
So I'm kind of reading ahead a little bit here. Oh, I've heard of this. We just heard of this the other day, MCS.
Yes, so let's...
And I don't want to Shanghai you were planning.
Perfect,
right?
So let's pull over
Tell
here.
me about this one.
To MCS.
Yeah, it was just on the screen.
So let me go here, and again, with the power of the platform, let me bring it up.
So this is for the high volume kind of charging, right?
So MCS, what's important to think about here? Megawatt charging for commercial vehicles.
Yeah.
What is really important for us is this 1.2 megawatt. Why is this important? Let's say two combinations to this. One, the battery size in commercial trucks today. Then you have legislation of like 45-minute breaks in Europe, 30-minute breaks in the US. This is the type of power you need on a 45-minute mandatory truck break to fulfill your battery so that they can continue their journey at a full journey. Yeah. Because the same type of charging with CCS would take 2 to 3 hours, where MCS is really maximized for that 45-minute break in Europe.
And so, isn't it like above 800 volts?
Exactly.
Is that what we heard that from Eric? I'm looking at but it's like, I think I heard that correctly, above, because we haven't heard much of anybody talking above 800 volts for commercial or passenger vehicles. Yeah. So this is really interesting.
So we do a lot of collaborations with the OEMs on the power level, the amperage, and also to work with certification bodies to standardize the interoperability. Yeah. Because one key point that if we bring from the C50 discussion, we talked about reaching 97% of the inlets. Yeah. But if you come over here, what we have is basically cable, connector, cooler designed specifically for MCS because the standardization is on the left side of the truck. So what we've done here is actually you pull this and the torque is positioned exactly to fit on the truck. And so you also get the maximum power from this length of cable. And then when you bring it back, you notice that this is not vertical, it's positioned to make it very ergonomical. And so once you use it this way, you're not fighting the cables because everything is standardized. Yeah.
Got some weight to it.
Because that's water cooled, isn't it?
Liquid cooled. There's not liquid cooling in here for the weight. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe just a couple key things to talk about for this. When I look at the connector, it may look like a CCS1 connector, but what you have here right in the middle, that's for Ethernet protocol. Wow. So that's a standardization -20 that was published in March of this year, and we did OEM testing with MAN and others for communication to the vehicle from the charger over Ethernet. Because if you do communication other ways with this level of power, there's disruption in the frequency, so maybe the truck doesn't know what's happening. Yeah. So this is a new standardization, which is different from what we see in the public of inlet position, standardization, max, CHAdeMO cable connectors. So, slides right in.
That's the first I've been hearing about this.
Okay. And maybe let me touch upon a couple other things when we look at the cabinet. Again, this is the charge post that's powered by 3 cabinets behind it, which are 400 kilowatts each. And let's talk about one more specification on the platform. It's the same cabinet that we will look over there. Basically, we turn it and we use 5 of the 7 modules inside for the power cabinet, which is set behind here. Yeah. And then you saw the screen of the C50, exact same screen here. IK10, so we're reusing, so we don't have to recertify all the components moving forward.
Yeah. Volumes, right? You need numbers to help keep the costs down.
Yeah. And let's think about the cabinet itself. So what we're showing here is Megawatt. We also have the ability to put a CCS connector on the other side. So when we look at the cabinet, you notice this line in the middle. What you have here is everything on the cooling technology for the cable. Everything on this side is fuses, etc., electronics. So what you notice is that the ventilation goes in here, and if we walk around the other side, it comes out this side. So a different way to cool versus this side is more like a chimney with the fuses that the airflow rotates like this. So it's a different way to look at how we cool the different components within the power cabinet. So again, optimized for 1.2 megawatt, 1500 amps with the cable connector to deliver that level of power to megawatt trucks.
And what's this here? I didn't.
So that is a payment terminal.
Like a.
So we've integrated. So this is swipe, tap, and dip. So what we try to highlight here is the ability to have connections with the payment terminal, RFID or app. This is completely configurable based on the customer. You can imagine a behind the fence might only do RFID.
Yeah.
Other commercial, destinations, as we mentioned, might want to, show people only the app itself.
Yeah. Oh, it was on that one as well.
Yes.
Between the two.
So we highlight the flexibility, but then of course, how people want to use it and integrate it, that's what we also look at.
Yeah. All right.
So this is platform, same screens, and so then we can move over to charge dock.
Public charging.
Yes, so we'll move over to public transit. So what we have here is our A200, 300, 400. So field upgradable, what does that mean? This is for public charging.
Yeah.
So as we mentioned, like for retail and destination, their job is to sell goods in the store. Megawatt is for transportation and logistics. Here, the customers exist to deliver energy. That's how they make their money. Mm-hmm. So basically, this is the maximum power density you can have in a charge cabinet. Mm-hmm. So we start with the A400, which we introduced last year at ACT. And what we're bringing to the market today is a 200, 300, 400 upgradable. So you can start with a 200, upgraded by 100 to 200 in the field when you need it.
Same cabinet?
Same cabinet, same footprint.
Yeah.
It's pre-configured in the factory. You have the switch matrix ready. So it's really just introducing those power modules. And again, what I would like to focus on here, same type of lighting, call to action. Yes, I'm available. Same with the connector. So if we pull this out, let me rotate here. You have exactly the same sequence, which is completely configurable to all the other devices. Confirm here. So while we go through that, you'll notice, again, like the C50, the airflow flows from left to right. You enter here. Mm-hmm. And basically what you have here is air flowing. You have the grill here, you have an internal rain catcher, just like on the C50. Mm-hmm. You have everything to collect dust and dirt, which is replaceable, of course, every year. And then the airflow goes outside here, so you can put them back to back and side to side as well. Again, in the different sequences of 200, 300, and 400.
Are these liquid cool? Is that one?
No, so these are air-cooled cable.
Air-cooled cable? It's bigger than the other cable.
Yeah, so these are air-cooled cables. The C50 is for 150 amps. These do 600 amps peak. And what's really important to think about with this connector is this is an ABB E-Mobility patented connector.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I see. This is vented.
It's vented. So what we basically have is a heat pipe that draws heat from the pins like a radiator that cools it and just keeps circulating it so you can have higher amperage for longer.
Yeah.
But what does that also mean? This is basically 4 pieces. Inner outer shell and the pins. Mm-hmm. So in today's world, if you have a cut cable or broken, you need to replace everything. Thousands of euros.
Yeah.
What you can do here is you just replace the pin. So then you save thousands of euros when you think about a depot or stock or chargers in a row. So it's really about focusing on this type of innovation.
Yeah, nice.
And then let's talk about, we talked about the different power levels, 300, 400, 200. All the power modules are done in-house by ABB E-Mobility. So it's all of our technology, all of our patented information in-house, built, manufactured in Italy, and that's put in these chargers.
Can we open it?
You cannot open it. Sorry.
What's different with this?
That's the MAC cable.
Different,
that's NAC
The
cable.
NACS
Yes,
cable?
Yeah, so you have it because customers like maybe CCS1 NAC, dual CCS1 or CCS2 for Europe.
Yeah, and I see, like you're saying, this user interface, right? People feel comfortable, looks the same
Exactly.
across all these.
And maybe back just a second about the in-house power modules. That allows us to actually configure everything as we need it. So the airflow,
Yes.
the fans, the ventilation, everything is done to basically maximize the delivery of power of the charger because we do that in-house. It also allows us to manufacture easier because we have sub-assembly operations. So like you saw with the screen, you mentioned quantity. So we're able to do that and test at a component, subcomponent, and charger level, so you don't have to redo that each time.
And you're just putting together modules, building blocks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what we really focused on here. We did the A400 last year. Now as EV adoption goes, maybe in areas where you don't have Porsche Taycans everywhere, so you don't need that much power.
Yeah.
You need 200, 300, and also the dwell times of what's needed.
Yeah.
So this is what we have here as part of our, let's say, RA's family, focusing on public charging. And then if we have no more questions, well, let me just show the,
Hey,
integrated cable management system. So it's all in one.
That's slick.
Yeah. So you have this banana to give it a little extra wiggle.
So would you see this like a service station operator today may invest in this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's say the CPOs and new CPOs of the world where people are charging. Again, maybe that dwell time is a little less, but this is what you see because this is to 20, 80% in like 15, 18 minutes.
Yeah.
And also with the dual connector, that's there so you can do parallel charging at the same time in 50 kilowatt granularity. So 300, 100, 250, 150 based on the vehicle operating conditions.
Yeah.
So we have our public transit solution. This is our baby charge dock. So what this is
This is like a dedicated.
so this is right here, charge dock. Basically, this is a dispenser for the charge cabinet for today's public transport use cases. Why do I say that? You can put this on a pedestal like we have here. You can use this for panto up, panto down for like buses. You can also mount this on a gantry. And what you see is that what you have here, screws to service it, but this door is reversible. So if you need maintenance on a gantry, you can position it how you open it because we know space is really confined in this segment. So you really have to, let's say, electrify a bus fleet. You can't build a new bus depot, you have to electrify what's there. And we added, because we look at the total experience of the HMI, what we've done here, because you do not have a screen, but you have the blue visibility to show them if you're on a gantry, yes, it's in use, but also, let's say, certain patterns where if you pay at a kiosk or you use that, to show that it's working or it's not. Available in different cable lengths, dropping down.
And I don't see the ventilation on these units. The perforated, less need for the ventilation.
Exactly. So typically these are, today
that the work is happening at a bigger unit.
Exactly.
And this is just the interface.
So we say this is the dispenser.
The dispenser.
So you have the charge cabinet behind you and you have up to 4 dispensers. So, and we have dynamic power allocation. So if you need more, your vehicle requests more, you're able to do that in specific granularity. So these are, let's say, the new product portfolio that we released last Thursday. What you also notice is the new gray. If you followed us in the past.
It was white.
Yes.
White-ish.
White-ish, yes.
Yeah.
So we've kind of taken a step back and let's say turn the page. new color scheme,
Yeah.
new CMF, new design, new software logic. So really trying to put the customer first by segment. What are the pain points that we're answering for them? And we believe this is just the first step on our journey.
Yeah, and that, I think this color blends into its environment, but it's the lighting that's going to lead people to, they see green, I can go charge.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that phrase, blending into the environment, because we like to say, like, this is going to be the fabric of your life.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a C50 in front of every retail store, but it's not only going to be on the front line, it's going to be second and third line. And so we just see that as being part of, like, just like you need to charge, it's there.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like it. And you said this is just released
Last Thursday.
last Thursday.
Yeah. So this is our new family.
Wow, we're going to be spreading the word of the new release
Yes.
to all the Munro Live fans.
Perfect.
All right, and I like that. I'm enjoying all the background, seeing the applications here.
Yeah, so what we've done is basically we created by segment, and we just called out what's needed and what's important for our customers. And then you don't charge in isolation. You charge at night, you charge in the rain, you charge under a canopy.
Yeah.
So we really tried to bring that emotion into what's here. It's not just the charger, it's, hey, this is part of my life.
Yeah.
This is me waiting for a bus.
Right.
So
Right.
we put a lot of effort in that and really exposing that here.
Yeah, I think you guys have done a great job. It's impressive.
Thank you.
I like it. Well, again, Chris,
Yes.
thank you for taking the time.
No
I know
problem.
it's a
Thank
big
you.
time investment, but I'm sure our subscribers will appreciate it. So
Perfect.
thank you
pleasure.
again.
My pleasure.
And have a
Thank
good
you
show.
very much. Thank you.